Hey guys, welcome back to Trendsetter Shaving. I apologize for not being here too much lately. I know I've been on delay with the videos. A lot of that is because I've been trying to get Trendsetter Shave Co. finally up and running off the ground. Right now I'm kind of at an entry-level phase. I'm not in full production yet. You know, I got another baby on the way. It's just been a lot of time, a lot of things consumed. But all things considered, I did manage to get one prototype made. That is this guy right here. I'm not going to tell you what blade I'm starting with as basis. That's really not a need to know thing, but this is a 7/8 full hollow ground. It is stainless steel, carbon steel 1040. Everything on this blade from front to back, from tang to square point to gems, is all custom. This blade did not come this way, doesn't look like this at all if you just order it stock. The scales themselves are Coca-Cola. That was about 36 hours worth of woodwork, 10 layers of shellac. It's looking pretty nice. What I wanted to do is I wanted to reach into the basis of the Old West razors with this. So, you know, if I had to give this thing a name, as cheesy as it sounds, I probably would call it the Doc Holliday. And that is just because it reminds me a lot of the Old West, really chubby handled straight edge razors that you see with the just ridiculously huge square point blades on them. I mean, enough that it looks like something that came out of a butcher shop. So with all further ado on that, that is the first one there. After watching this video, if that is something you're interested in, go ahead and shoot me a message on here. There is a selling price for that razor. I'm not going to discuss it here on video, but I am planning to make more along the likes of this. I have snake wood, zebra wood, walnut, mahogany, anything you really want done, I can probably get it. So without further ado, here we're gonna fire this thing up, get lathered up, and I'll show you how it runs. Alright, so I didn't go into full detail here with the lather and stuff, guys, but you know the routine. Cremo cream underneath, a little bit of Z-Pep Razor Rock, going with a Pure Badger Beauty Fullness 22 that the wife bought me for Christmas. Nice little maple handle on there. Works pretty good. And here we go with the 7/8 Doc Holliday. And you know, I was really surprised, man. I put this thing on the stones, and it didn't take a whole lot of work to get a good edge on it. So that's a good thing. I mean, you know, knowing that razors I'm making here have a damn good edge on them. I mean, 'cause if I would have had to sit there and take my time trying to put an edge on it with the stones after all my metal work, you know, that would kind of make me question what I'm doing. But I mean, in all honesty, I didn't have to put any more work into this than I would my Boker or a Dovo or any of your other razors out there. So that tells me I'm doing something right. I mean, this thing is deadly, deadly sharp. It's a very oversized blade. You have to really watch yourself with her. I wouldn't recommend this for someone starting out. Definitely gotta know what you're doing. But I will say it's a damn good razor. I mean, you could get away with probably just one pass, 2 passes with this thing. It's pretty damn sharp. So I apologize if I'm not talking too much, guys. That's because I'm really trying to focus, because like I said, this thing is severely, severely sharp. that being said, you know, I try to hone my razors enough to where really the only upkeep is stropping them. You will eventually reach that point where you're going to have to re-hone it, but I try to keep that point at a far distance for you, the consumer. You know, I've owned enough straight razors and been in the game long enough to know nobody likes having to hone their own stuff unless you're somebody who's really into it like myself, and I'm pretty confident with the edge that's on this, you're going to be a ways out from that. You're probably going to get at least 50 to 70 shaves before you're going to need to re-hone it. So here we go, we're going to do second pass. That was all down grain first pass, and I'm not going to let you guys watch the lather, but we'll get into the second pass. So as I've stressed before in my videos, guys, you do not want to be putting this carbon steel in the sink in water. Barber's towel, just go ahead and wipe off your excess. It is clog proof. That's why it's a straight edge. That's what makes them so beautiful. So you can keep going all day without having to stop. So here we go, suicide pass. And if I take half my face off during this video, then I guess you guys will know that the edge is pretty good. For those of you new to my videos, that was clearly satire because I know what I'm doing here. But to those of you who watch, I am a little bit nervous with this. Pretty sharp, not gonna lie. This is definitely a lot more aggressive razor. A lot more aggressive razor than my Boker or my Chevettes or anything else I use. But you know, in hindsight, that's kind of badass because that's what I wanted this thing to be. I wanted it to be as legit to the Old West razors as I could, and that's pretty much how those things are. I've never had use of one myself, but I have a buddy who's into this stuff who's actually used some of the 1800s razors, and they are pretty finicky, not very forgiving at all. You have to really know what you're doing to use one. So there is probably that. This razor is probably a little more forgiving than one of those. But on the same side of that coin, it is a pretty serious razor. So again, can't stress enough, I would not buy this if you're a beginner. Just because you're watching me use it and you think it's shiny and pretty. Great, but it's not going to be shiny and pretty when you wind up in the ER. So, again, if you're a novice, I wouldn't be looking at trying to buy this. So here we go. We're going to get into the last pass, finish this up, and I'll talk to you guys a little bit more about the razor, all that. So we'll get to that. Figured I'd go ahead and turn you guys on here a little bit for this lather so you can see the splay on this 22 my wife got me. You know, for being a under $15 brush, this thing has really good splay on it. Really digging this chubby little maple handle that's on here. That's kind of nice. My last video, I think I showed you guys the pure synthetic from the Blades Grim. That thing works pretty good, but I'll tell you what, this thing holds a hell of a lot more cream than that does. Especially when you get into these old tallow creams. And this Z-Pet, man, I love this stuff. It's got a great little green tea, tobacco leaf smell to it. I was kind of skeptic about that at first because I was like, I don't know how good it's going to smell to have tobacco leaf with green tea. That might smell kind of funky. It's actually pretty good. It's kind of a mild peppery scent. It's not bad. So dry my hands off here. Alright, here we go. We're going to finish this thing up now. And those of you guys that are new, this last pass is usually where you want to be the most careful. I actually got a slight scar right in here because I had a blade that I just honed, and just the lay of the blade was enough to cut me open. So you got to be really, really careful when you're coming cross hand like this. And a lot of guys say right hand, right side of the face, left side, left hand. Well, you know what? It's my face, it's my hands, and I know what I'm comfortable with. But I will say that last pass, if you're going to go cross hand, you really better know what you're doing. Because I was lucky enough I didn't have to get stitches or any of that jazz, but it was enough, it woke my ass up. I started paying attention a little more after that, so. And before I forget, as you guys are watching this shiny blade go about my face, I wanted to give a good shout out there to my buddy Alfonso Torrones. Sorry if I butchered your last name there, Alphonse, but he's a guy here locally, Osiris Blades. He's been helping me polish up my blades and do some work, gave me a little bit of free hardware. Really nice guy. Been kind of my mentor, so to speak, through some of this. I just really wanted to thank him for taking the time out of his day to let me use some of his equipment and kind of show me the ropes on some of this. You know, I'm pretty good at it myself. There's things I've shown him as well. But again, just thank you, brother, for showing me some tricks there on the polishing. Really appreciate it, man. You know, if it wasn't for you, this blade probably wouldn't be as shiny as it is right now. So I really appreciate that. Alright, so there's our finisher on that. I think I'm pretty much happy with that. We'll see here. Alright guys, so off video, off edit there. I don't want to be too dishonest with you. I only had to do about 2 little touch-up passes through here and a little bit down the neck. But for the most part, this thing's pretty badass. Did a really good job, really proud of it. So again, that's 7/8 full hollow ground, Coca-Cola. If you guys like it and want a trendsetter shaving Doc Holiday, go ahead and shoot me a message on here, or check us out on Facebook at Trendsetter Shaving, and shoot me a message there, and we will talk about a price if that's something you want in your arsenal. Today we're going to be finishing up with a little bit of fine snake bite. Throw this on. Stuff burns like crazy, but man, does it feel good later. Really love that. Warning on here, the original burn and quench, guaranteed tenfold to increase vigor, bravery, and pluck. The weak become strong, the lazy become lively, and the meek become leaders of men. Contains alcohol, water, pure menthol crystals. Contents flammable. Keep away from women and children. That is the best part right there. So, there it is, guys. Until then, get your shave on. Thanks for watching.